Hello and welcome to Why Can't I Meditate? I'm Deb Phelps from Peaceful Wellness, and if meditation has ever felt confusing, frustrating, or just not what you expected, you're not alone. Hi friends, welcome to this week's episode. We often think the meaningful moments in life will be obvious. A special celebration, a long-awaited trip, a major accomplishment, a perfectly peaceful day when everyone cooperates, nothing breaks, and the entire to-do list somehow completes itself. So in other words, something bordering on science fiction, right? But much of life does not happen in those large, memorable moments. It happens in very small ones. The first sip of coffee or tea, sunlight coming through a window, a pet settling beside you, the sound of someone you love laughing, the relief of taking off a pair of uncomfortable shoes at the end of the day. Now, these moments may not look important, but when we are present for them, they become part of what makes life feel full. So today we're going to explore how meditation helps us notice the little moments we might otherwise miss. Many of us spend a surprising amount of time waiting until work settles down, or waiting until the house is organized, waiting until we feel better, waiting until the difficult situation is resolved, waiting until we finally have more time. Then we tell ourselves we will slow down, we will enjoy things, we will be present. The problem is that life has a habit of replacing one finished concern with another. The email is answered, but now there's a phone call. The laundry is done, but someone has already produced more laundry. You clean the kitchen, leave the room briefly, and return to discover that apparently a small catering company has moved in. There may never be a completely clear stretch of life in which nothing needs our attention. And if we wait until everything is finished before allowing ourselves to be present, we may be waiting for a very long time. Meditation teaches us that presence does not require a perfect setting. It can happen right in the middle of an ordinary day. Meditation is often described as paying attention. And that sounds simple, right? And technically, it is simple. But simple does not always mean easy. But simple doesn't always mean easy. Our minds are constantly moving ahead. While drinking the coffee, we're thinking about the email. While answering the email, we're thinking about lunch. And while eating lunch, we are thinking about what needs to happen this afternoon. And sometimes, while walking into another room, we are thinking so far ahead that we arrive with absolutely no idea why we went there. So the moment itself may be perfectly pleasant, but we are already somewhere else. And mindfulness invites us back, not because every moment is extraordinary, but because it is the moment we are actually living. So when we give something our full attention, even briefly, our experience changes. A cup of tea becomes warmth in the hands. A breeze becomes movement across the skin. Birdsong becomes something we truly hear instead of background noise. The moment didn't need to become more impressive. We simply became more available to it. Now, I don't want this to become pressure to find magic in every household chore. Sometimes washing the dishes is simply washing the dishes. Sometimes the moment contains boredom, irritation, or fatigue. Mindfulness is not about pretending everything is wonderful. It's about noticing what's here. And often, even within a difficult or neutral moment, there may be one small thing that feels steady, comforting, or pleasant. Perhaps the water is warm, or the chair is supporting you. Perhaps there's a familiar song playing. Perhaps the room is quiet for 30 whole seconds. We don't need to turn the moment into a grand spiritual experience. We're simply noticing that life contains more than the problem currently holding our attention. Now, our minds are very good at noticing what needs fixing. And this is useful, right? It helps us respond to problems, remember responsibilities, and avoid leaving the house without our keys, at least sometimes. But because the mind is so quick to notice what is wrong, the small things that are okay can pass by without receiving much attention. The pleasant moment may last only a few seconds, and the mind says, "Oh, that was nice," and immediately moves on to the next concern. Meditation helps us stay for one extra breath. That may not sound like much, but one breath is often enough to let the experience register. The warmth, the ease, the beauty, the connection. We are not clinging to the moment or trying to make it last. We're simply allowing ourselves to be there while it's happening. When we look back, we may remember the big events, but the feeling of a life is also shaped by thousands of ordinary moments. The meals, conversations, the familiar rooms, the morning light, the small kindnesses, the routines we may sometimes complain about but would deeply miss if they disappeared. Meditation helps us become more intimate with our own lives. Not the life we imagine having someday, not the edited version we might present to other people. The real life happening right now. And it may be imperfect, it may be busy, it may contain uncertainty, and it may also contain something worth noticing. This week, I invite you to choose one ordinary moment each day and stay with it for one full breath. Now, it might be the first sip of your morning drink, warm water on your hands, sunlight on the floor, a familiar voice, a quiet moment in your car, the feeling of getting into bed. And when you notice the moment, pause. Take one slow breath and silently ask, what is here that I might normally miss? You don't need to make the moment special. Simply allow yourself to experience it before moving on. One breath, one moment, that's enough. Now let's enter into our short meditation for this episode. Find a comfortable position. You may sit, lie down, or choose whatever position feels supportive today. Let your hands rest easily. You may close your eyes or keep them softly open. Take a slow breath in and gently breathe out. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Allow yourself to arrive. Notice the support beneath your body, the chair, the floor, or the bed. Whatever is holding you right now. There is nothing you need to change. Simply notice that you are being supported. Bring your attention to the breath. Feel one inhale and one exhale. You don't need to breathe in any special way. Just notice the breath that is already here. Now begin to notice the sounds around you. Perhaps there are sounds nearby and sounds farther away. You don't need to identify every sound. Simply allow them to come and go. Notice the temperature of the air. The feeling of your clothing against the skin. The position of your hands. The expression on your face. See whether there is one small sensation that feels pleasant or neutral. Perhaps warmth, coolness, softness, steadiness, or simply the ease of being still for a moment. Let your attention rest there for one breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Nothing dramatic needs to happen. This ordinary moment is enough. Perhaps silently say, I am here for this. And then take another gentle breath. Notice that this moment is already passing. There is no need to hold on to it. Simply allow yourself to receive it while it is here. Breathing in and breathing out. Now begin to notice the room around you again. Feel the support beneath you. Perhaps move your fingers or toes. Take one final comfortable breath. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes or lift your gaze. Friends, life will continue to contain big moments, celebrations and changes, challenges and milestones. But between those moments are countless smaller ones. They may not announce themselves. They may not seem important enough to remember, but they are still part of your life. Meditation helps us notice them before they disappear into the background. We don't need to capture every moment. We don't need to appreciate everything perfectly. We simply practice being available for a little more of the life that's already happening around us. And so, friends, I invite you to join the August Meditation Challenge. The daily meditations will be short and easy to fit into your schedule. You don't need to join live, since the recordings will be available to use whenever it works for you. And I also welcome you to join my free school community, where we explore meditation together, and I'll be sharing on each of the meditations every day. There'll be also time for Q&A and support. And certainly, if you need some personalized guidance in your meditation practice, I do offer one-on-one mentoring. You can find all the information at meditatewithdeb.com. I'm Deb Phelps, and this is Why Can't I Meditate? May you notice one small moment today before it quietly passes by. I'll see you next time.